Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Improvisational rhythm has come to Star Junction. It's a rhythmic music art performance extravaganza. It's the new performance rhythm sensation. Banging trash can lids for an hour. Critics say it's astonishing. Astonishing what people from out of town will pay to see. It's a story told by men and women fighting with brooms, tap dancing with sanitation materials, and a lot of heart. Hear them make music out of trash can lids, matchboxes, windows, pregnancy tests, a homeless man, and their own bodies. Get the rhythm of the night. Get the beat of the urban drum. Get access to an incredible merchandise purchasing opportunity, including incredible soundtracks and t-shirts, so you can live the rhythm 24/7. Banging trash can lids for an hour. Tickets on sale now.
Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift. It's episode 426, and I, of course, am your host. Oh, your funky leader, the greatest man who's ever lived. It's me. It's Matt. I gotta tell you, I'm super pumped for the show because, hey, many things. One, it's been a while since we recorded a show, so I'm all weirded out. I'm all funked out. We just talked about that on the air, and it's Red Cup Day. Eric, did you get your Red Cup? Also, Eric's here. Also, hey,
I don't have a Red Cup. I failed. Oh,
you
no.
You didn't get your Starbucks Red Cup? Oh, it was free Red Cup Day, brother. Of course, Discord cut out, so whatever. But hey, you heard him. I talked to him. I spoiled the fact that he's here. He's the Lightbearer, the Beastmaster, Third Shift. It's Eric, and he's here to tell us how his week and a couple days was. How was your week and a couple days, my friend?
I love the Discord just going out on us like that. Just straight up in the beginning of the episode, it's like, you know what I got for you guys today? Okay, all right, that's fine.
And not even during like an okay time where it's like, oh, it's the release. Here's where you kind of just do your own talking for a while. It's like, hey, Eric, what about this thing? Oh, okay. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Never mind. We have no idea. Nobody has any idea. It's fine. You know what? I don't even have no idea because let me tell you. First up and foremost, I played some more Red of Fantasio, Fantasio, okay? Whatever that game is called, Metaphor Fantasio. I played that game, and you know what? I still love it, still having a good time with it. But I was ranting to Matt, and I was like, this game could be a masterpiece, but because of its singular focus on wanting to make sure it stays difficult sometimes, I think, it's never going to reach the heights I needed to. And that pisses me off because I'm invested in the characters. I'm invested in the story. I love the graphics. I love the audio. I love pretty much everything about this game, but I'm getting tired of not being able to be whatever archetypes I want to be, and I'm getting tired of the weird shifts in difficulty throughout this game. I will frickin' go ahead and I will spend 2 days farming just to become so powerful there's absolutely no way anything can touch me, and that's what I do. And then it'll get to another spot or a big story moment, and all of a sudden, the boss is 5-7 levels above you. Even though the hardest dungeon you can do in that area, I've gotten it to where I only get 1 XP per kill, and there's literally no way else to level anymore. Nothing. I've done all the side quests, everything you can imagine. I've gone and just grinded till everything's 1 XP and moved forward. And then they're like, yeah, that's great. I'm glad you did that. But here you go. Here's a boss that's 5-7 levels above you. And it also, you can't have any swords or guns. So if you had any archetypes that you loved and you wanted your characters to be that, you're not playing as those. You can't. You will die if you play as them. So you have to pick something different. So you can never be what you want to be. And the difficulty always spikes and drives you absolutely insane. Instead of just being difficult regular or easy in my case, which it should be because I do nothing but spend days grinding like a psychopath, and and it's wild. It's insane. I don't get what crazy nerd they let loose on this game in the background. What little dungeon troll to just make these weird spikes and crazy demands of certain specific enemies instead of just making it a more polished, all around battle combat experience. It's boggles my mind because we are in such a big story moment, and even the story moment I went into is really cool. but it got made uncool because they give you this encounter that is so stinking ridiculous, it makes you want to throw your controller. Tell you that. That's what it does. That's okay. It's all right, Matt. I will power through. I will find a way. I will use my skills and my spells the way I'm told to use them, and I will win this fight. And then I will go forward to the next big cool area, and I will have a great time with it. So that's neither here nor there. That is one game I did play, but I played several games this week. I also played Unicorn Overlord. You go, what? Why'd you do this, Eric?
Yeah.
And I said, because I got bored one day, and I was mad at Metaphor. And I went, I'm going to play something different today. And I went, you know what's on the bar? Because I did the PS5 Pro update and I transferred everything over and it somehow decided it was going to be on my bar instead of the normal games that are on the bar. And I went, you're on the bar. You know what? By the will of the gods, you have been put upon my eyes and I will play you. I will give you a shot. So I played it for a few hours. I had a great time with it. I was having fun. There was no issues I had with this game. It was just a good time. Story was fun. Music was good. Graphics obviously are wonderful. I don't mind the, hey, pick what you want to do and see how it all pans out. And it's really easy because it gives you that whole gambling thing basically where it just goes, hey, you got like an 89% chance you're going to be just fine here. And you'll suffer kind of like in range of this much damage. So it's not even that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm obviously only a few hours in, so I'm sure it gets way more difficult and challenging and, and who to send and what the repercussions will be. But right now it's pretty straightforward. I got two parties. What happens if I put them up against them? They're going to suffer about 30% damage. Someone might actually get really hurt. What about them? 2% damage. You're going to kill them really pretty easy. Okay. Well, that's who I'm sending then. Let's send them. And here we go. Wow, this is easy peasy. What a great game this is.
Oh, sweet summer child. Isn't that what they say on the internet? Oh, sweet summer child. Now, I'm not going to say that it gets super hard or anything.
Yeah.
Because I didn't give it up because it was hard. It just, everything took too damn long. Mm-hmm. But it definitely has a couple spikes. When you go to certain areas that have certain new units, then you really have to reconfigure and reconflubaloo your stuff around. But yeah, those early game days were great. It was just fun times all around.
Yeah, so that's all I had with that game. It was fun times all around because I only played it the one day for a few hours. Really enjoyed it. Will we get back to it? Maybe. I don't know. And the reason for that is because of a couple reasons. One, I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But another reason why is I got Alan Wake 2's The Lake House DLC. I told you, my Pro came in. So I've been waiting to play the Lake House DLC for the Pro because I want to make sure it was on the best graphics, looked as good as it could look. Sure enough, I got in there, and I've been having a good time with it. I feel like I, so far, have preferred the previous DLC over this one. I thought it would be the other way around because this one actually goes in and gives you some more context into what's going on at the old house and control and the tie-in between Alan Wake and it. But the other one was so frivolous and fun, and it was so upbeat and just goofy. I just enjoyed that kind of fresh beat, whereas this one goes right back into the doom, the gloom, the darkness. Yeah, carrying around the flashlight, stopping the baddies, hitting them. And of course, with it being so short, it's throwing everything in the kitchen table at you the entire time. It's like, well, you already know what this game is. You already know what's going on. We're not playing around. Here's 8 enemies at once. Here's an entire engagement. You know what you should be doing when you get like 8 dudes coming at you at once. Hey, here's an unstoppable force. You know what you should be doing when that kind of thing happens. So it already assumes you know what you're doing and you're very good at what you're doing, which is fine because I do. But at the same time, this takes away like the fun factor. I'm having a great time. It's, oh crap. Oh, here's one crazy scene to the next, to the next, to the next. What makes up for it though is the relationship between the two doctors who ran this place before everything went haywire. So every room you go into and everywhere you're exploring, you're finding little Easter eggs. You're finding little video clips. You're finding memos about these two doctors who were husband and wife, and this the fraction, the whole divide that began and just tore those two apart and what it became. And then of course it's all gonna, I'm sure, build up to the whole crescendo of they're the baddies. Something's going wrong. You're gonna stop them. I'm sure it's all gonna pan out to that, or one of them's alive and the other's gone crazy. Whatever it may be. Right now I'm still in the phase of finding them and figuring out what happened to them. But, in that course, other things have happened. It's good. It's good. I'm having a good time, and I'm glad the story's going forward with it. They are looping in the old house. You're getting memos about, hey, it's gone dark over there, and we don't know what happened, and mentioning some of the characters that were part of all of Control. And then, of course, I haven't finished it yet. And what's really cool is Sam Lake just came out and said, hey, there are definitive Easter eggs that are going to tell you about what Control 2 is about if you're paying attention and finding them while you're playing the Lake House DLC. So seeing that I haven't finished it yet, now, even though I was already paying attention, I'm going to be looking even harder to make sure I see where those Easter eggs are and what the little notes, etc. say is going down at the old house. So far, so good. Really liking it, but I gotta admit, I did like the previous one better so far, just for the fun factor of it all and the good times that it provided. And last but not least, Matt, I finally did it. I hooked up that VR unit, got it all hooked up, and I already told Matt the entire story, so I'll make it real brief here. In that, I told the children, I said, hey, I'm hooking up VR unit and I'm going to play it. Daddy's playing this damn thing for a while. You just get to watch or go do whatever you want to do until I'm done. Then you girls get to play. They love the VR unit. We never play it because it's always been a pain in the butt. Well, I put it on my head and I popped in Legendary Tales, the game I bought a long time ago and wanted to play and was very excited about. And of course, I also bought another game called Metro Awakening, which I didn't get to play because I put in Legendary Tales and I played for 5 minutes. And already my daughter's like, oh, Daddy, come on, you're all done. You had a great time. You had a wonderful time playing that VR. You got to go ahead and give us the headset now. You're all done. So I played for 5 more minutes and, oh, seriously, Dad, you're done. Oh, man, what a good job you did. Take off the headset, get your high five, and go ahead and go on and do something different. Bye-bye. And of course, I fought through it a little bit more, 5 more minutes. No, seriously, Dad, you're done. You take it off. You're all done. I took off the headset and gave it to the kids. So I got 15 whole minutes. I played Legendary Tales. It was a great time. It was so much fun. And I told Matt, I'll tell you, I understand why the girls were going crazy because watching it, it's probably boring as hell. I am in this half-baked, like PS2 graphics era game, walking around in this dark dungeon, killing skeletons, goblins, etc., and swinging my sword, bashing their faces with my shield, getting close range, piercing their skulls, looting treasure out of their corpses and or the boxes and the pots that I'm smashing, that kind of thing. But it was great. It felt damn good. Like the movement was so fluid, and every time I swung, that sword swung just like I'm swinging. There was no, oh, here's an arbitrary side slash, because it sort of felt like you were side slashing. If I slashed at a diagonal angle, it slashed diagonal. If I slashed with the brunt end of that sword, it hit him with the brunt end of that sword. If I pierced, it pierced, so on and so forth. And it was the same thing for that shield, and it just felt good. I was working up a sweat in those 15 minutes. I'm getting in deep. They actually had a couple skeleton swordsmen come at me, so they actually knew what they were doing. They're actually parrying my blows and jumping back and doing all this and that. I loved it. Can't wait to play it again. The only thing I didn't do last time, which I got to make sure I do this time, is I got to get that fan directly on me and blowing, because that definitely helps with the whole 3D VR problem I have. I start to get, first off, sweaty from working and moving and grooving, but I also get really sweaty because my body is going, what the hell is going on? What are you doing? What is happening right now? But when I have the fan blowing on me, it makes me feel a little bit better. It makes me feel like, hey, I am outside. I am swinging a sword and walking out here and doing things. So it tricks the body into not freaking out about the fact that I'm not actually moving or doing anything. But in the game, I'm running around and going crazy because, of course, the movements are not, they have jump control through the dash, but it's just L3 is just moves you forward. So you don't got to move your arms and fake like you're walking. You don't got to do none of that. It just zooms you around, and the body doesn't tend to like that. So you have to be aware of that. But other than that, good times. I just got to figure out a way where the kids will let me play for more than 15 minutes without driving me absolutely bonkers, so I can get a good session in one of these days. What about you, man? What are you doing this week?
We talk about it all the time. I say this to you a million times. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. But it happened today, earlier. It happened today right now. Man, my life is so great. I don't have to worry about nothing. I don't have to worry about anybody screwing me up or ruining my game time. It's just wonderful. It's just good. But it's been a lively week/weekend, extra days, whatever, because on Wednesday of last week, went and saw Stomp at the Wharton Center, which is the rhythmic things with the trash cans and brooms and all that. Everybody knows what Stomp is. I don't need to explain it. Why do I feel like I got to explain it? That show was great. It was awesome. The dance moves, the percussion beats and everything, it was phenomenal. It was a ton of fun. There's comedy in there. There's a little bit of this and that. There's a little bit of everything. And it just took me back to like a more innocent time, too. Because, I mean, kind of the story is they're coming across some of these things, and some of the scenes are, oh, pick this up, and maybe I'll sit down here and go with this box of matches or something and do a rhythmic thing here. And then, oh, he picks up this, and he starts doing with that. And it becomes this whole thing. And it was like a more innocent time. Like, man, I remember as a kid, you used to find like a cool stick. And then now you got a sword. Now you got a spear. Now you got an Indiana Jones whip or whatever. It's gave me that feeling too. In addition to being a great percussion performance and dance and all that other stuff. So that was great. Then the very next day, I went on a business trip. I'm a business traveler, boys. I flew away and then I did some things and then I flew back. And I already told Eric one big, long, miserable tale of trying to go out to dinner, and every single thing went wrong, and we finally ate like 2.5 hours later, and that was miserable, and that sucked, and I'm never going to let that happen again. But other than that, I don't know, it was a business trip. It's kind of cool to do that, though. Like, I haven't done that before, other than the last time that I did it. So, fly away, see some new stuff, eat some food at places that you don't normally eat. I don't know. On the video game front, since I gave up on Metaphor, I've been kind of in like a weird, what do I play now? I don't know what to play. I think I mentioned last week that I had gotten back into EDF 6. I blitzed through like 40 more missions. I've hit the next time loop. The game is just fun. It's just fun. And it's comfort food for me. And in the new time loop, I got to the advanced mobility androids, and they're different again, and they look goofy again, and they're not as fun as the swinging around ones, but I don't know, it's just fresh. It's not like fully fresh every time because you know the structure of the mission, but seeing the new creatures, seeing the new vibe of it, hearing the new story bits from your time looping friend who is in on what's going on and seeing him kind of go up and down like he's despairing, and now he's starting to come out of it now, I think, in the place that I am in the story. It's just a lot of fun. It's just a ton of fun. But it's not something, I mean, it is something I can play every day, but it's not something you play like all week long. So I went, man, what else can I do? I don't want to start this big thing. I don't want to start that big thing. I got too many big things. I got too many damn games to play. What should I do? I don't know. I'm just going to start downloading some demos. How about that? Just download some demos for games. For some reason, I don't know. I just went on the PlayStation Store under the demo section, and I found a game called 8-Bit Adventures 2. And I downloaded the demo of that, and it's, it's like a 8-bit JRPG, except it has the brighter colors, cutscenes with nicely drawn characters, the stuff you wouldn't really see on an 8-bit console, but it's not so shined up that you really notice it. And it's like a 3-part demo. You play like a prologue, then there's a dungeon sequence, and then there's a town segment where you can walk around and talk to people. And it was just fun. Like, I loved all the bright colors. I love the different things you could do with the different characters. Like in the dungeon segment, you get a robot, and I mean, he has equipment slots, but they offer you different abilities as you slot them in. And I think I only got like 2 other equipment slots, but knowing that, hey, one of these gives you a party-wide heal for free, no MP. Went, wow, I'm never going to take this off of him. And other characters had really cool abilities, like one could hit, you could choose the level at which you would hit, like a weak strike, so it would do less damage but high hit percentage, normal strike, and then a strong hit, which big damage but lower hit percentage, and you got to choose. And then there was another character who could hit twice, but hit with slightly less damage. Other characters who could do other kinds of things. And you could swap the characters in and out of the party in that dungeon segment too. Just like Final Fantasy X style, just bring them in. It doesn't use up a turn, doesn't use anything. Just bing, bang, they're in, they're doing their stuff. It was a lot of fun. That was great. And I went, man, maybe I should get into this. What about this other demo that I downloaded at the same time? What about Ys 10? Because I've always wanted to play an Ys game, and you always hear that Ys games are great. And I have Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. I think I have that on my Steam Deck and still haven't played it because I went, oh man, it's going to be a big game. But hey, I'm going to play a demo for Ys 10. And apparently, I didn't know this, the Ys games are like all over the place in the timeline because they're like, oh, we discovered a journal from Adol from his travels. So this one is from pretty early in the timeline. And I don't know. There's something about this game, and I don't know why, because if I talk about the graphics, they're fairly simple, but they're bright and colorful, but they're simple. All the menus are really simple looking. They're not very engaging. Like, obviously, I just got off a metaphor, just like you're in right now, with the coolest menus ever. Get into this, and it kind of looks like mobile game menus. And, you know, I'm walking around talking to characters, and nobody seems super deep right now. It's just, hey, Adol, I'm your traveling buddy, and well, we're stuck in this town, so guess I'm picking up a job over here. And, oh, hey, Adol, I'm the old guy you work with, so I don't know, maybe try joining the militia and seeing what else can happen. That's, you know, super basic, super basic. But I was just delighted every second that I played this demo. And then I found out the demo runs for like 6 to 8 hours. And I went, man, maybe I should just keep playing this demo. Maybe I should buy the collector's edition of this game too, because it looks so fun. And I think what finally sold me on it was I told Eric this story off air, and I'm going to be vague, even though it's intro to the game, spoilers. You start the game on a ship, you're going to an island. A character arrives and does a bad thing. You can tell it's going to be a main character eventually, but later, as you're doing your town run around stuff, you encounter this character again, you get into some hijinks, now you're kind of stuck together. She's a character of a tribe that everybody in this town dislikes. So they went, man, well, maybe we should change up your look so people don't recognize you. And there was this scene, and it's you have like a doctor friend who is a named character. You go to him, you guys got any new clothes for her? Sure, come on in. The nurse here can help you. An NPC, and just her name is Nurse, just Nurse. And they have this really in-depth scene, and you learn the nurse's name. She becomes now a named NPC, but she gives this really touching, she convinces this character to change the clothes because of this really like in-depth, shouldn't say in-depth, but this explanation that like hits emotionally kind of deep. And I went, wow, whoa, this like super basic game that it's just like a fun little lighthearted, nothing happening RPG so far. This no-name character, literally at the time, came in, did this thing, and I'm like, man, this character's awesome. Bing, now she's a named character. What's happening? And I don't know. I've played a little bit of the combat, not a lot. You know, I'm not into super heavy, but I'm really enjoying it. It was just like a breath of fresh air. Just, wow, check out. Hey, you know, things can be nice and just fun and colorful, dude. They don't have to be the shiniest graphics or the most coolest menus or even the most in-depth battle systems. They can just be fun. And I went, I understand that, but wow, you just shoved that right in my face. Oh, so cool. So I went and bought it. I bought it. So I'm going to be playing that. I don't know right now. Maybe when it finally comes in and I have the disc in, I'll put it in the PS5 and start playing it. But in the meantime, I went, man, what can I do for a stream? I don't want to play this. I don't want to play that. Streaming just the Ease demo might be cool, but it is a few hours long, but I don't know when it's going to stop. Blah, blah, blah. How about some other demos on Steam? So I got the Diceomancer demo, played through that for a bunch of hours. That was a ton of fun. And then, spoiler alert, after that, I bought the full game, and it's even better. The presentation's cleaned up. You start out with different things, so the runs are a lot easier and more fun when you start off with. So that was great. Had a ton of fun with that. Downloaded a demo of a game called Bonson Nights, which is a choose-your-own-adventure kind of visual novel-style game, but it's super dark. Like, literally, the screen is all black, and it's like neon highlights, and it's super noir, and it's super cool. And I had a ton of fun with that, so I'm probably going to have to buy that. I think that's in my cart on Steam right now. Also played a demo for a game called Loco Motive, Loco Space Motive, which is like a LucasArts point-and-click adventure game on a train. There's a murder mystery going on, but it is so delightful and cartoony and funny. If you need something fun to laugh at in your life, at least play the demo, because only the demo's out now. Locomotive itself isn't out yet. But man, that was amazing. Like, I already was having fun off of Diceomancer. I already had fun off of Bonson Nights. Then I hit Locomotive, and I was just like, this is the greatest day of my whole life. Just wonderful demos, wonderful experiences, one after the other. I'm not going to mention Warside because I didn't have as much fun with that demo. But yesterday, as we're recording this, had another stream of a game called Beastieball, which I'll talk about later in the episode. And that was my week. I feel like there was more stuff to talk about, but I don't remember any of it. I don't know what happened. I couldn't have seen a movie. There's no way. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, you know what? A continuation / new game for the week is happening right now. And let me tell you, there was another game I played a little bit of, and that was the Final Fantasy little remasters of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Talked to Matt, and I was like, you know what? I don't like playing my big games on the portal. It just doesn't feel right to me. I've got these beautiful monitors downstairs. I just can't get into it. I need to get me some old school game you would naturally play on a handheld device. And I said, yeah, I own the Pixel remasters. Why not play those? So I popped one in, and I was doing that, and it was fun. I was playing part 4, just so everybody knows, and getting into it. I was having a great time with it. But something spoiled it all, Matt. Something came and just ruined the entire thing. And that was a game I want to talk about called Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. This bad boy came along, and I just happened to look at it just yesterday. I knew it was coming, but I decided I wasn't going to really mess with it. I was like, whatever. I got too many other games to play, too much to do. But then all of a sudden the reviews start hitting, and all the gameplay started coming out, and I went, I'm a fool. I'm a Dragon Quest fool. You know me. I love Dragon Quest. I got to go look. Sure enough, I looked, and it's damn gorgeous. Damn gorgeous. And it has all the Dragon Quest music in it you could ever want. Classic JRPG. I mean, this is the, as Matt says, this is that comfort food, straight up, no frills, basic RPG adventure. It is so damn basic. I'm a hero. Hey, hero, you have to do your job and slay the dark mage. I will do that because I'm the hero. I'm the thrifty old thief, and I'm going to sneaky snook snoo and get me the treasure with you. Okay, I'm the grand mage, and I'm going to go on this adventure to advise you. And also, I've got a beef with that old dark mage, Galagus. It's all here. It's all there. The whole thing's there. But what's cool about this is you ask, okay, they just did 3 remake. That seems strange. What about 1 and 2? Nope. You got to start with 3 because 3 is actually the very beginning of the Erdrick trilogy, and it all takes place with Ortega, who's your father. He is the hero. He goes to kill said villain. He fails to do so. You grow a little bit older. Then the king goes, you got to do it now because you're the hero. You're his only son, and you're the hero. You got the blood of the hero in you, and then you go on the adventure to do so. That's what this one's all about. And then, of course, that gets carried over into part 1 and part 2. So yes, you will be starting with part 3. And let me tell you, it's got everything you could ever imagine in the Dragon Quest games. Updated everything, updated music, updated, scenes. And of course, when you want to think of the graphics, think of Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler, those types of games. That's what Square Enix is bringing to you. Because of course, that's who's done this. That's who did those. Well, some of them anyway. So you're getting all that in this title. But you're getting the Dragon Quest spin, which is that vibrant, colorful, fun, just don't worry about life. Slimes are going to come at you, and they're going to be smiling. They're so cute, and they're so fluffy, and they're so colorful and wonderful, and you're going to kill them. And you're going to get experience, and everyone's going to go, ding, and you level up. It's very basic. And what this one does have that it didn't have previously is what got brought to Dragon Quest a lot later. Well, I don't know, quite a bit later anyway, was the Colosseums. So while you're out here adventuring, while you're out here leveling up, you do have those classes I told you, but they introduce a new class, which is basically your blue mage. You collect monsters as you go, you get their skills, which gives you kind of a very roundabout character who's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, much like your hero character, because of course he's the hero class. This character can do that, but not only do you get a character that has the ability to collect these monsters, with the Monster Coliseum, you can then take those monsters, train them up, level them up, fight them in the Coliseum for all sorts of other rewards and fun stuff. So you have that, plus your natural adventure that you're already going to go on. And as I said, all the Dragon Quest tropes are here. All the Dragon Quest monsters are here. I saw that, Matt. It all hit. It all came out. And I went, don't get me wrong. I love the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. I love these old Final Fantasies, but this is what I need. I need this. I need this. And I went, surely, Matt, I shall buy this for $35.99 or something. They want like $70 for this damn game, Matt. They want full price. And I went, I'm okay. I'll do it. But what the hell? Okay. So I did it anyway because I love it. But I didn't expect it.
That's why you get lucky like me, because I'm not even a Dragon Quest head. But I saw this come out, and I saw it come out on one of my Whatnot streamers who does his video game stuff. He went, hey, Dragon Quest, HD 2D, 3D remaster, whatever it was he said. And I watched people buy some. And then his auction started at like $48 because it's a new game. And, he goes, don't worry about driving this up over 60 or 70 or whatever the base price was. And I went, well, a couple people got one. If it goes up, I'm not going to bid, but I'll bid here at the base of like 48 to 50. So I got one for like $50. So it's coming to me. I'm just going to get it. So
this is perfect. I refund mine. Matt just gives me his because he's never going to play it. And then I can tell him all about it. Live vicariously through me.
Here's the problem though, Eric.
Oh no.
He had the Switch version first. So I got the Switch version. So if I give it to you, you'll never play it. So we'll both never play it. It's great.
Yeah, never mind. Because of course that's the last part of this. You can get it on any device: Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, Windows, wherever you want to play it. You can pick this up at, and it's wonderful. And if you love JRPGs, this is like the mother of them all. I highly advise you give it a shot. And of course, the artist who did all of Dragon Ball, of course, you should all know this by now. Of course, rest in peace. He, of course, did all the artwork for this as well. So you can see his work everywhere you look while you're playing this wonderful title. I can't recommend it enough. And I can't wait to dig in on the days where I'm playing on that portal, coming up here pretty damn soon.
But speaking of good times to be had, oh, brother, and, remembering the old times, too. I told you I played a game. Did I even mention the name of the game? I think I did mention the name of the game. Beastieball. Yeah. So I played that yesterday as we're recording this because it dropped on the 12th, 2 days ago as we're recording this, developed by Wishes Unlimited Games, who are the people who did Chicory and Wander Song, and published by Clay Publishing. This is out for PC, and I believe, because I checked the Steam page yesterday, I believe this is only in early access, but it is launched. You can play it, and when I checked their Twitter, they say it's officially out. So I don't know if it is early access or if it is launched or what the deal is, but I'll give you the story real quick. You start playing the game, you're a kid. You're out in the forest, you run into the forest, you meet your friend out there, and your friend is hanging out with these little monsters, like little Pokemon-style monsters. And she goes, hey, looks like these beasties want to play Beastieball. What the heck's Beastieball? You get roped into your very first game. And what Beastieball is, it's essentially volleyball mixed with dodgeball that's played by teams of these little Pokemon-style monsters. The story, it's silly. You start out as kids, you learn that, and then later in life, you still live in your same small backwater town, and you go into the Beastie Sanctuary that this town is famous for, and a big old construction guy is cutting down trees. The Beastieball League has decreed we're going to cut down the preserve and build a new stadium. You are determined now to go talk to the Beastieball League, but they'll only listen to you if you're a Beastieball coach. So now you have become the coach. You go around making a team. You go around representing your town, fighting the, kind of the gym leaders, so to speak, of the different towns. It's a silly story. It's full of silly characters. It's not anything to take too seriously. But, man, I gotta tell you, this game is fun. It's just fun to play. I'm not a Pokemon guy. I'm not a monster collector guy. But when you go and you battle against these other little monsters in a Beastieball match, and then you see, man, look, he's hitting me with this skill. I really want to get that skill for myself. So after a certain number of rounds, you can collect intel on the other beasties to learn what their recruitment mechanic is that you have to do in a match for them after the match to go, hey, I really like you. Can I join your team? And if you give them a jersey, then they join your team. Now you can swap them in and out of your Beastieball matches. It's just fun. It's lighthearted. There's a very cartoony style. It has like a Paper Mario style look to it, where the world in the background, it's really simple 3D. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, what more do you need? It's a forest you're walking through, and then there's a little town with these characters in front of it. It doesn't need to be big and special and flashy, but it's simple. And then your characters are 2D, like Paper Mario flat style characters. So when you're running around and turning around, it's whoop, whoop, whoop. It's that 2D flip. All the beasties are that same way. All the characters, all the people you talk to are the same way. Getting into the gameplay real quick, like I said, it's essentially a volleyball match where each side of the net is a 2x2 square. You have two beasties that take up one square each. So you start out, you can serve, and your serves are generally attacks. So I start out with an Axolotl who does this big old attack to one side, and it targets one column or the other, this row of two or that row of two. And when you hit an attack, if the beasties on the other team don't have a defensive maneuver, when they receive your serve, it damages their stamina. Then they volley it between each other, and then they attack you back. So it has definitely a dodgeball feel, because especially when I was going up against weaker enemies with my leveled up team, you can knock out players in one hit with this attack, and it feels like dodgeball. You shoot this out, and it, poof, poof, you knock them out.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a dodgeball, boy.
That's exactly it. Or total super dodgeball feel, knocking people out into space. They don't turn into little angels and float away like in Super Dodgeball, though.
Oh, damn.
But other than that, you can actually play it like a game of volleyball because, like I said, there's 4 squares and only 2 beasties. So if both beasties for the opponents are in the back row and you shoot a shot that targets the front row, then the ball lands in front of them, bing, and you score a point. So you can play it like volleyball, you can play it like dodgeball. It's kind of a mix of both. And then each beastie you get has different skills, like I've said. And then as you level them up, they gain more skills. Obviously, that's pretty basic. But as they team up with other beasties, they can gain combo skills. They can learn skills from one another. As you level yourself up with your social battery, you can go and talk to other characters who can teach your beasties specific skills. It's just a ton of fun so far. I don't know how to say it. I mean, it doesn't look super deep, but I mean, I've had other matches where the enemies use these really big team-up attacks that attack both of your beasties at the same time. So it is kind of deep because how do you counter that? How do you do this? There's like a tag-out system, so if one beastie's stamina is getting low, on defense, as the ball's coming over, you can swap them out with another one who might have better stats because there's 3 different types of attacks and defense stats that you have. So if one's really good against physical, one's not good against mine, one's blah, 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 you can kind of weigh your options there. I've had a beastie evolve already, so I don't know how fast that happens or even how that happens because it just kind of happened. And I went, oh my God. One of the intro gym members, before you just fight her and do a match, you kind of got to find her out in the world. I found her and she starts talking about, well, our Beastieball team is down too because I don't really want to do Beastieball anymore. I want to become a writer and I want this and this and this. And you find her Beastieball team around and they're itching to play some Beastieball. It's a basic story, but there's more depth to even just the characters than I thought there were. You want the beasties to get her back in because that's where they're having the most fun. She's realizing how cool Beastieball is because you're playing it again. It's essentially a sports anime. And I mean, when you get started, it even tells you that. It says, hey, do you like anime? And the options are hell yeah, no, or I don't believe in anime, which is the best response ever. But it's totally a sports anime where, oh, I'm going to go up against you, but you have your own story and your own reasons for doing this. I had a hangout with that gym member, and she had a really deep comment, again, from this very simple game. It was so cool. It was so unexpected. The music's also really great. I've had a couple unexpectedly really cool musical moments just in this first, going to one town and having one ranked Beastieball match. I'm having a blast with it. If more stuff is coming before the full update, then awesome. I don't know if this will become the full update or not, but what I've played so far, I've really enjoyed. I haven't had many glitches or anything. I had one startup glitch and that was it. If you want to play some volleyball or some dodgeball or just want to collect some fun monsters and have a fun time and a fun story with fun characters, check out Beastieball because I'm checking it out and I like it a lot.
So those are a couple games you can purchase. We got free games for you today, boys and girls, all right? And coming at you is a big one. Over on Epic, they didn't hold anything back. They got 2 great games. One of them I don't know much about. The other is pretty damn cool. And the one I don't know is Snakebird Complete. It sounds very familiar, but I just don't know anything about this game.
This is a game where you're like a long bird. It's kind of like a 3D platformer, sort of, but you use your longness to reach different ledges and to collect the fruit and all that stuff. I've heard it's pretty good. It looks cool.
Gotcha. Yeah, sounds pretty cool. And then the big one, the one I'm actually excited for and grabbed up and can't wait to play, is Castlevania Anniversary Collection. This game has a ton of the Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, Super Castlevania 4, Castlevania The Adventure, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, Castlevania Bloodlines, and Kid Dracula, all in one. Kid Dracula, I don't really care about, don't know not much about. Simon's Quest, classic, but whatever. I'm talking right here, though. Castlevania and Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, and Bloodlines, and the best one of all time, Super Castlevania 4, all by itself. This is worth picking up. I mean, you cannot miss this. If you've never played a Castlevania in your life, these are the big dogs. These are the originals, the OGs, where it all came from. And to this day, I promise you, Super Castlevania 4 will be a good time. And to a lesser extent, Castlevania Bloodlines, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, etc., etc., etc. So don't miss out on this. Get over to Epic and pick that one up.
And then if you got the Game Pass, remember last month or the month before that, it was crazy with the Game Pass. Apparently this last week, they went crazy with the Game Pass again because you got Go Mecha Ball, which I think is I think Knowable from the Discord has played this, or at least was excited about it. I can't remember if he played it or not. It's like you're a mecha ball and you go around shooting stuff in kind of like a Marble Madness kind of physics and moving and like momentum based thing. You got Harold Halibut, which I think is a point and click or narrative adventure in an under the sea kind of habitat. You're not a fish, you're a man, which I was kind of disappointed by.
Hold on a second. I'm not a fish. I'm a man.
Like a BioShock type of under the sea type of thing. You got the Rewinder, which I knew nothing about. But then I looked at screenshots and some gameplay of it, and it looks like one of those long pixel games that has like a weird story and it's ancient Chinese and spirits and evil kind of vibe. So I definitely want to check that one out. You got Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, the sequel to Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. This one looks like it might be a shooter like Enter the Gungeon. I've heard the Turnip Boy games are a lot of fun, really funny and fun to play. You got Goat Simulator Remastered if you want to cause havoc as a goddamn goat. And you got the Spyro Reignited trilogy if you want classic 3D platforming, but remastered and all that stuff. You got everything. What more could you want in the world? What other free games could you possibly want to play than that?
Yeah, Spyro's fantastic. Go check that one out for sure. And that's not all. Over on Amazon free games, you've got Blade of Darkness. Ooh, don't know it, but sounds great. Chasm, The Rift. Ooh, another one. Don't know it. Sounds great. House of Golf 2. Wow, I love that one. Tomb Raider Anniversary. Wow, that's great too. We've already gotten that on like a million other things for free. But the one you got to get right here. This is the one. Miss Holmes, The Case of the Dancing Men Collector's Edition. I'll tell you what, it's a race of men. They can't stop dancing. All right. Everything they do is all about dancing, and this throws people off. All right. They're committing murders or doing bad things. But when a man's dancing, a man is dancing. And it's hard to tell which dancing man did a deed. So you got Miss Holmes, not Mr. Holmes. He's inadequate. He's a stupid man. We don't trust him. We got Miss Holmes herself to get in here and find this man and tell us who is doing the damn deed and getting in trouble. All right. This is a must get title right here. Amazon Free Games is bringing the heat. Miss Holmes is about to get some heat when she solves this mystery of the dancing men.
Mr. Holmes might be too busy dancing. He might be dancing.
He might be part of that clan.
He's dancing and wiggling too much.
I just know they had to send in Miss Holmes.
I'm definitely going to get this. What the hell is this game? Like, I know that was 100% accurate summary, just like it always is, but I'm going to go on Amazon Games right now and I'm going to check it out. I mean, it's the collector's edition. I'm all about collector's editions. Metaphor, Unicorn Overlord, Ease 10.
Yeah,
I got them all. Might as well get this one.
That
Hell
title,
yeah.
Yep. Gotta get it. While you're getting that, you know what? We got a couple tidbits for you. One's on the docket, one isn't. So I'll say the one that isn't, so that way Matt doesn't know what I'm talking about. Monday, Matt. Monday's the big day. Game Awards nominees will be announced.
Finally. Oh, my God.
So we are in that season, boys and girls. Next time you hear us, we will probably be doing the old who you think we're voting for. Even though it feels way too early for that because I haven't finished half of the damn games I need to finish before the end of the year. I got to get my ass in gear. Woo, I'm sweating. I got problems. Oh, geez. Oh, Pete's.
No, you're wrong. You're 180 degrees wrong. You're 100% wrong because it's way too late for this. Because I've been talking about the nominees for like 4 weeks. Because every time we've had a short week, I go, well, maybe this will be the week that the Game Awards announcements will be done. So next week, when we have a funky week, it's okay because we've already recorded that half of the episode, and I could just drop that as the half of the episode, and all we have to talk about is how our weeks were, and that'll be only like 15 minutes, and then we could just... And it never comes. It never comes. It has never come ever. It didn't save my bacon even once. It didn't save your bacon. You got in trouble last week because we had to record it at a weird time.
Sure did.
Goddamn Game Awards. But okay, it's here. It's finally here. We don't have to worry about it. We can do a big old long record. It'll be fine. It'll be fun. I mean, it'll be fun. It's always fun.
It's always fun.
Game Awards season is always a blast, especially when we get to that one award that's like, why the hell are these games in here? Fighting Game of the Year award.
Oh.
It's Baldur's Gate 3. What are you talking about? How could that possibly be a fighting game? Oh, man. It's going to be good.
I ain't kidding this year. I'm going to stroke out if the RPG section has anything but RPGs in it. Once again this year, there have been around 15 RPGs, legitimately. And if I see one goddamn action-adventure game or some other game in that category, I'm done.
You know
Keely,
what? You know it will be.
You will be found, and things will happen. I got a goddamn pot, and I'm going to grow something in it again, and it's coming to you.
You know it will because Shadow of the Earth Tree came out, so that's going to be in there.
God,
you know it's going to be in there.
No, if that goes in the RPG thing,
It
and
will.
it
will, and it's no. Okay, you know what? I was going to say, you know, it will, and it's going to win just to rally you up, but it probably won't win because nobody could beat it because it was impossible. So there's the one little shining hope. It will still be there, and we can still get grumpy about it, but everybody hated the end, and nobody could beat it. So they won't vote for it. They'll just go, I guess Metaphor, or I guess Grand Blue Fantasy, or I guess...
Or Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Final Fantasy 7, yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Come on, everybody. But yes, I'm very excited. That's coming Monday. So if y'all didn't know, you do know now, and you can tune in. He's got a special little showcase coming up on that day where he's going to, of course, reveal all said titles. So tune into it just as we will be, and get ready for a fun time there. The other little ticket on the docket here, Mr. Matt, is that Blizzard's making some moves, all right? They had a Warcraft thing go on. They were talking about, of course, World of Warcraft, which I won't mention here. Just some stuff, you know, DLCs, expansions coming up. But they shadow released Warcraft 1 and 2 remastered.
Nice.
Which I don't have any skin in the game on these. I don't really play them. But I thought that was neat. Apparently, that you can play it in like OG version with the updated music and updated menus and cool features, you know, that make it easier to play versus the old ones, or you can use the new graphics that they put out. But I'm getting mixed reviews on that one, that some say it looks okay, some say it looks like hot garbage. I don't know. It's not my stick.
I was going to tell you, if you've never played Warcraft 1 and 2, glittering prizes will see you through. Just hit enter and type glittering prizes. I think that's what it was. And you'll be set. That's all you got to do. Don't even play it right. Just get yourself free materials and gold and all that stuff. Glittering prizes.
Just be badass.
And then you just make a horde, and you just send the horde out. Even if you're playing Alliance, just like a horde of archers and swordmen and whatever. Don't even play it right. Who cares about that action? I mean, this is really cool, though, because those are the two that I played. You know, I never beat them or anything, but I really enjoyed them. So to get them remastered and reshined up, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can buy them, I think that's like around $12 single, or they released the new battle chest that has 1, 2, and of course the 3 reforged, whatever they did back in the day. You can buy a battle chest that has all 3 of them in it. And that's not where they stopped at. They also did Overwatch Classic. So Overwatch 2 is getting Overwatch Classic. It's going all the way back to the OG 2016 release with everybody the way they were, the skills the way they were, and the 6-player battle instead of the 5-player, which came with Overwatch 2. Me and Matt got kind of excited for this, but then I got kind of worried because people started saying how jank it was and how they hated it and how mad they were. And I'm like, I don't remember this. I remember it being fantastic and a lot of fun, but me and Matt didn't play at the very, very beginning. We were rocking Battleborn. We didn't come in until like a year plus later. So maybe the OG did have a lot of character problems, you know, and stuff going on. I don't know. But I was still excited to give it a shot.
I agree. I am still excited to give it a shot. What you said may be true, but even if so, if you wanted to go OG, why did you do that? Because that cuts out a lot of characters. Like my very favorite one, Moira, she came a lot later down the line. Like she came after we were playing. I mean, I will still play it. I do still want to try it out. It still sounds fun because I can still play Mercy and I can still play Zarya and whatever. But it just feels weird to, if they did go that OG, why would you go that OG instead of like...
At the prime OG.
This was the end of Overwatch 1 OG. Because there were a couple of characters that dropped right towards the end, like Baptiste, I think, was still Overwatch 1.
Orisa didn't come till later, so you don't got Orisa.
Yeah, Orisa's one. She was there. I think the newest one after 2 was Kiriko. But before that, you still had a ton of awesome DLC characters.
Fistman.
Yeah, Doomfist. He was there. He was a new one.
Who's the other? He was a lot of fun. He was pretty quick. Oh man, I gotta look it up.
Okay.
But anywho, it's basically I agree with you. I want to give it a shot just because I'm excited to play some old school Overwatch, but without some of the newer players that you got at the end there, it just seems weird that you're only going to get the main group. And if what I'm hearing is right, a lot of the jank, like there was like some overpowered characters and they had problems with and issues with those, but they're bringing that all in apparently as it was. And so I can kind of see where people would be a little upset.
I mean, this is Blizzard to a T. If that is the case, again, we haven't touched it yet or anything. Let's do something people like, say, take out loot boxes when we make Overwatch 2. And then let's also screw it up by making it into a dumb battle pass So you barely get anything unless you buy the battle pass.
Mhm.
Oh, let's bring back Overwatch 1. Hey, everybody loves that. As soon as you said that to me at work, they're bringing back Overwatch 1, I was like, hell yeah. But we'll also make it super jank, and probably Moira's not in it, probably Reese is not in it. And why do you have to be two weird bouncy sides of the scale? Why can't you just all be on the good side, Blizzard? Well, it's just how we are these days. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. And I had his name, Baptiste.
I mentioned him already. I said Baptiste first.
Sorry. Hey, look, I missed it. I'm just saying. But also one of my favorites, Ash. Ash wasn't there.
Yeah, she was new too. Yep.
Yeah. So, I would want all them there. I'm hoping. Oh, because that's the other part of this, folks. This is like a very, very limited event. This is like a week-long event. That's it. So if you don't catch on from, I think it starts this weekend and then like next week, then you miss it. I'm hoping that they keep doing it and then adding what the next meta was for the next OG, then the next meta, then the next meta, and the next meta. So even if me and Matt miss this one, we can catch it when, we introduced the fixes to Symmetra and the Roadhog, etc. And this patch is going to also introduce Ash or whoever the first one was to come on board.
And that's what I was going to say. At least make it a slice of like, hey, here's where the game was when Ash dropped. Here's where it was when Moira dropped. Here's when Orisa came in. You don't have to do like all the little patches or anything, but just, hey, this week, here's where we were at this moment in time when that happened. But you say 1 week, I almost threw my nice red cup and broke it. I almost destroyed my computer desk. 1 week, that's not enough. You can't just make Overwatch 1 live again. It's fine. Just make it, it'll compete with Overwatch 2, but you'll still get money from people buying the loot boxes again because they'll want to do that again.
Yeah, I was very upset with that too. It should have been like at least a month-long event, at the very least, not like a week-long event. But I know it starts right now, so get in there as you're listening to this if you want to check it out, because it's going to be gone before you know it. And hopefully they bring back more, and me and Matt will get on there and have a nice memory lane, type event for us. That'd be great. I hope that happens.
And speaking of gone before you know it, I mean, we're going through cards like crazy. It's Uncle Matt's Trivia Corner. If you remember, last week's question was, what is the name of the fantasy world in which the Legend of Zelda series is primarily set? That, of course, is the land of Hyrule. Flip the card. Brand new card. Debuting on the Amiga in 1992 as a rival to Sonic the Hedgehog, which character was the, quote, ninja of the nth dimension, end quote? What do you got for this one, Eric?
You know what? As you started talking, Matt, I got so happy. All right. I was like, okay. I know one of them stupid games on a weird title. It was Bonk. It's Bonk. And then you said Ninja. And I went, damn. Then I'm going to say, the only other thing I can think of is like Kid Chameleon. So that's all I got. Kid Chameleon?
It's not. I'm sorry. It is.
I wasn't going to get it. That's fine. That's crazy.
I've definitely seen this game before. I probably wouldn't have been able to pull it out from somewhere, but I recognize the name. So if you recognize the name, if you can pull that one out of your knowledge base hat, send that to us, or send anything else to us. Comments, questions, concerns, mailbag questions, anything you want to say. If you just want to say hi, email thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @ThirdShiftME. Find us on Facebook under Third Shift. Hit up the Discord, the Patreon. Hit up the stream. Hit up my house. You know what? Go to Starbucks, get another red cup, bring it to my house, and be like, hey, man, I put the answer to the trivia question in this red cup. And I'll gladly open it up, and then it'll be like a can of snakes, and I'll go, oh, I'm so scared. Oh, you got me. Oh, no.
Oh, and while Matt's screaming, you got me, I got all y'all because I got myself because I'm stupid. I made sure, everybody, there's a correction. November 12th is when that Overwatch event starts, which is now, which we were right on. It goes till December 2nd.
Hey, now we're talking.
So we actually got a few weeks to play. I could have swore I saw November 22nd as its end date, which would have been a week. My bad. Don't know why or where I saw that, but I was wondering about that. I felt fishy because I originally told Matt I thought it was like a few-week event, and then I saw something else, and so there you go. It's corrected. You got 3 weeks. Don't worry about it. Plenty of time to go play. But you know what? We're not there anymore. We're at the fact that I'm still upset that I lost that wonderful little question. You know, where's my Chakan answer? I'm gonna dig deep one of these days, and that Chakan's coming out. All right.
There are some weird ass questions in there. I mean, I was bored the other day watching something else, so I kind of flipped through some of the. I got them in 3 separate boxes. I was flipping through the next box, and I was like, some of these, like, what in blazes is this even asking about? I don't even remember this. You know, not that I'm the big video game historian guy, but I love a ton of retro stuff, and I was like, ain't no way nobody's going to get this one. So it's probably in there. I'm telling you, with all the weird ass crap that's in there,
Hey,
it might
give
be.
me a Solar Jetman question. I'll get it. I'm going to get it. I'm in there somewhere. You see one, you bring it.
I feel like I've definitely seen that. I feel like I've seen that.
Audience, I just said that. Don't cheat, Matt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a cheater. I just, just saying.
I mean, we still got to get through this card first. I don't cherry
true.
pick between cards. It's card.
That's right. We're fine for a bit anyway. And you know what? If you got a bit and you got a time, get on over to Patreon. Throw a buck in, $2, $3, any kind of bucks. It's a little old tip jar. Helps us keep the lights on, pay the bills, do all the stuff that's necessary to make this go. We appreciate it very much. Everyone who has in the past, you guys and gals are all the very, very best. You really are. And thank you so much. But if you ain't got no cash, that's so cool too. It doesn't matter. Go over there to the Discord. Join us. Have some fun conversations. Throw in mailbag questions. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Give us questions. Whatever the hell floats your boat. Go to the Twitch. Watch Matt play some really cool games, demos, etc. Use your Prime Sub if you got it. Prime Sub. It works. Prime Sub over there if you've got it. And you know what? That's $5 from Amazon going into our pockets, except for they take some back and we get like $2.53, whatever the case may be. That's okay. Neither here nor there. Or last but not least, go get the 5-star reviews over on Spotify's or iTunes and get us higher up in those rankings so more people see the show. You know the dealio.
And see, this is how forgetful I am, Eric, because I was looking at the calendar, because I was going to tell the people out there, you can listen to the very next episode, which will be dropping on around the 21st of November on iTunes and Stitcher, Spotify, and on YouTube. And I was going to say, I don't know what that's going to be talking about. And then I looked further and I went, oh man, Thanksgiving is the next week. What are we going to talk about for the episode that week? It's going to be part 2 of the Game Awards nomination special.
Right.
Idiot. It's finally saved our bacon. Hooray! So do all the things. Listen to all the stuff. I told you where it was. I told you when it's going to be. That'll be part 1. The next week will be part 2, plus some added Thanksgiving wishes and all that jazz. And hey, I don't know how to close it out because I didn't do the normal routine because now I'm talking. And so I'm just going to keep talking until Eric cuts me off because I don't know how to.
Until I jump in and I do the, hey, everybody, it's been a blast. It's been a great time. Do all those things. Get on the iTunes. Get the 5-star ratings. And with that, I hope you all have a great week and can't wait to hear from you next time. But until then, there is nothing else to say but don't forget to say.
Shut up and sit down.
Give us a like, rate, review, comment, subscription, any kind of good thing anyone's going to serve.
Helps out. Really do appreciate it.